Chapter 1157 of One Piece has been released, and with it comes a big and unexpected revelations that no one saw coming. Could Shaki be the Ellen of Troy of the past era? Is someone on Rock's crew giving info to the Marine? Will Herald have any connection to Zebek's defeat? All this and more unfolds in this week's chapter. But before we start, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell. With that being said, let's get into the video. The chapter begins with a cover page, where we see Yamato paying respect at the grave of a hero who died protecting the village in the battle against Kaido. The destruction was so massive that we are told that no body remains. But after more than 20 years of One Piece, we all know Oda doesn't like killing characters. So if there's no body, there is still a high chance of no death at all. In the first page, we can see the Rock's crew raiding the temple of the International Philanthropy Federation, showing the acid relationship between its members. We can also see, and it's a fun point, that Shiki drops bombs into the vault where Kaido, Whitebeard and Q are still inside, so he can take a bigger share of the stolen treasure for himself. Obviously, we're talking about monsters here, and they managed to escape without any issue, thanks to the power of the Whitebeard's Guroguro no Mi. And then, we can see Kaido starting to show interest in getting a Devil Fruit, after seeing clearly Whitebeard's power. But I must admit that seeing Whitebeard already possessing the Guroguro no Mi rules out the possibility I had that it was one of the fruits Rocks mentioned in the previous chapter. And I hadn't dismissed it before because it made sense for me that for a man aiming to be the king of the world, to want a fruit capable of causing world-changing effects, and also because Blackbeard wanting the fruit. But now, after this chapter, it really seems that the fruit Rocks wanted were indeed the Nika fruit, and possibly the Yami Yami no Mi or the fruit Loki possesses. Moving forward, we see the Marines arriving on the scene, and Zebek immediately orders to sink all the ships, which by the way, were all random Marine ships. The Marines must be overstaffed if they can afford to send so many soldiers against the most overpowered crew ever. We also get a subtle hint that Whitebeard suspects that might be a spy or an informant inside Brock's crew, given how quickly the Marines arrived. And for a crew with that little trust, I wouldn't be surprised for any of them to be that one. We are then given details of Rock's conquests and actions during the 2 years since this crew formation. 16 documented raids, 76 ships sunk, 14 ports destroyed, 5 towns wiped off the map, 1 nation brought to ruins, 3 unprecedented violation of Article 18 of international law, and 25 criminal records erased, making that period famously known as the Rocks Era. The scene then shifts to Enichi Island in the New World, where the government is attacking the village and its population because it's considered a lawless island and affiliated with the government. Herald is there, furious at the situation, and revealing for us that in his past, the citizens of Enichi helped the people of Elbaf during a time of hunger, making them friends and saviors in Elbaf's eyes. The government soldiers tell Herald to stay out of it, as Elbaf is being considered for affiliation with the world government, as such confrontation could ruin that possibility. Enraged, Herald attacks, and at the same time, we can see a cut to the World Economic Journal in the future spreading lies saying Herald sank an innocent ship and that his alliance with the government was nothing but a ploy. Cuts to Elbaf Tavern, where Herald and Zebek are sitting together. Zebek tries to recruit Herald into his crew, but Herald refuses, still believing Elbaf would eventually join the world government nation affiliation. Zebek mocks Herald for shaving his head bald, and Herald mentioned that Garp laughed when he saw it too. Zebek says Garp should just become a pirate since he knows about the government dark secrets. But Herald counters by saying that while there are corrupted people in the upper ranks of the Marines and government, ordinary Marines do help people in their daily lives. That's why he wants to forge an alliance between Elbaf and the Marines to fight inequality and crime in the world. Then, Zebek asks Ida to try convincing Herald, but Ida replies that if Herald were her son, she would advise him to choose his friends wisely, leaving Zebek regretting that he brought it up. We see that Aradin and Loki were also present, overhearing everything. The scene then shifts again, and this time to the Navy headquarters, where we can see the old Marine monster trio, Garp, Sengoku, and Tsuru, talking with Kong about whether they should let the Giants join the Marines. The trio supports it, while Kong remains hesitant, citing their violent and unreliable history. Garp, thinking straightforwardly like Luffy, says if it were up to him, it would already be settled that Elbaf would be a member nation of the government. We then jump to Achinosu, 42 years before the current timeline, where it's announced that Chakuyaku has left the Kuji pirates, leaving her fans devastated, thinking they might never see her again at the sea. Some pirates even set sail hoping to be attacked by her. Gloriosa and our future Mama read the news and wonder about Shaki's reason for leaving. Gloriosa even said that she wouldn't forgive it if the reason was to go after Roger. Now, we all know that was about 42 years ago that Tritoma became Empress of Amazon Lily and Captain of the Kuja Pirates. And as we all know also, but Oda still hasn't confirmed, Luffy's mother. Stussy, overhearing everything, says that even though everyone has highs for Shaki, Whitebeard only has highs for her, something that Newgate immediately denies, which irritates her. We are then surprised by the Kuja Pirates' ship landing on the coast, leaving Shaki, which says she's staying on the island for a while. To protect her from the Marines, all the island Sims pledge to defend her. She also says she wants to open a shop, and they immediately offer to build it for her. A small time skip shows the Rocks pirates arriving at Achinosu. Xebec wonders what all the commotion is about, then comes face to face with Shaki and her newly opened bar. Even the mighty Rocks pirates can't resist Shaki's charm, and that includes Xebec himself. The final cut takes us to Mary Joyce, in the room of the Five Elders, who are speaking with the Marines, and most likely Kong. Mars says that they would accept Hellbuff into the government affiliation nations, but with one condition: they have to kill Xebec. And that's how this week's chapter ends up, but not without leaving us with another sadder piece of news. Yep, you got it right. No One Piece chapter next week. Let's cry. But leaving us with 2 full weeks to wonder some things like, could Harold play a role in Xebec's defeat at God Valley? Because we do know that in the future the Giants are indeed present in the Marines. And will Shaki have any main role in the incident of God Valley? Because after the last 2 chapters of One Piece, we can easily say that Shaki is becoming the One Piece of Rock's era. But let me know in the comments what rating would you give to this chapter, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!